What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is how to talk to beautiful women. All right. So, when you're talking to a beautiful woman, the two main feelings you want to create with her or create in her are comfort and interest or intrigue. She has to feel comfortable, right? So it can't be awkward. She can't feel like um, she's embarrassed talking to you. She can't feel like you are a threat. You have to create comfort. And creating comfort or creating comfort within a woman, you have to feel comfortable yourself, right? Because when you open a conversation with a woman, what you're doing is you're creating a vibe. You're creating I like to look at it like you're creating a frame, and you're like you are in control of the frame. You are the authority of the frame. So if the leader or the authority is uncomfortable, anyone who follows is going to be uncomfortable too. You know what I mean? So as the leader, as the authority, you have to be comfortable, right? So it starts with comfort, and then from there you have to somehow capture her attention. She has to somehow look at you and want to hear what you're saying, want to see what you have to say, right? You can do this in various ways. You can do this with the way you look. You know, some guys are just very good looking, and that definitely plays in their favor and keep a woman's attention. It can even distract women from a lot of their other flaws, maybe in their communication skills or whatever. If you're not super good looking, you can work on your style. You can be very stylish. You can make yourself look good, even though you're not necessarily good looking. You know what I mean? So that's another way. Your body language, the way you carry yourself. A lot of that comes from how you think, how you feel. You know what I mean? Like if you have negative thoughts in your head and you have low self-esteem and you don't value yourself, then it will show in your body language, and it will repel her, right? Because a beautiful woman, you have to understand, a beautiful woman has a lot of people who want to talk to her, a lot of people who are interested in her, romantically, sexually, whatever. And so she has to deal with a lot of communication that she's not necessarily asking for like that. You know what I mean? And so she has to be able to very quickly know when she should cut a communication short, because she can't be wasting her time with every guy. There's too many guys, you know what I mean? Trying to get her attention. So if you walk up to her and you are feeling like shit or whatever, she's gonna be able to tell in your body language, and she's gonna reject you, right? Or she's gonna just end the conversation quickly, or you're just gonna be able to tell very quickly that she's not very interested, just in the way she's looking at you or her body language, stuff like that. So so your style, your body language, your body language, you want to communicate strength. You want to communicate strength, certainty. You want to communicate success. You want to communicate comfort, of course. You want to communicate that you are, that you're not a threat, that you are here to give, right? You're here to give value. Whether it's spread good vibes, whether it's good good conversation, maybe share some information, maybe you have different resources you can provide to her, whatever. You have your body language. You want to communicate that you're winning in life. So the body language is another way to create interest, intrigue. Your communication, the way how you talk, your tonality, your facial gestures, your your choice of words, the way you put words together. Voice inflection, the way how your sound of your voice changes, it goes up, so it goes up or it goes down or whatever, like the way how you move your voice. The topics you bring up, are you just gonna come up to her and say, hey, how you doing, how's the weather? Or are you gonna like talk about something that she normally wouldn't talk about? Maybe you want to talk about nature, or you want to talk about relationships. That's always an interesting topic. Or maybe something funny that just happened. Like, so it's the total package. You want to create interest in every way that you can. Through the way you look, through the way you talk, through the way you move, through the way you sound. Everything. So yeah, so basically when you're talking to women, keep that in mind. Those are the main things. It's like comfort and interest. Then from there, comfort and interest, to me, that's like that's how you start creating some form of attraction, right? Because if she feels comfortable, then she's in you've created a situation where she can feel attraction. Because if she's uncomfortable, it's more difficult for her to feel attraction. You know what I mean? If she's uncomfortable or if it's awkward, you know what I mean? So you want to have that comfort there, but then you also want to have her, she has to look at you and have some reason to talk to you. You know what I mean? There has to be something interesting there. So one of the things I would say is like, you have to first be interesting to yourself. Like if you think you're whack, if you think you're boring, if you think you're not that cool, you need to work on that first before you're really going to be able to get women like that. If you really want to get them, you know what I mean? Like if you really want to connect on a genuine level, as opposed to like trying to come up with tricks and shortcuts and loopholes to get women. I'm not into that. I'm into like real connections where it's really me that's getting a woman. It's not some like luck or some some manipulation or anything like that going on. It's the genuine my character that's getting her, right? And that's what you want. So you have to work on your character. You have to actually be cool to yourself. You have to actually think you are cool, right? And if you're not there, then you don't really need to be trying to get women like that. You know what I mean? Because if you're doubting yourself, she's gonna doubt you too, straight up. So all right, so comfort, interest, intrigue, you start creating some attraction there. I mean, we could go into all these ways of creating attraction, but just know that you want her to feel comfortable, and you want to create interest and intrigue somehow. And another way to look at it is you have to stand out. You have to be unique. You have to be extraordinary. Stop trying to fit in. The fitting in is not going to get you the beautiful woman. The beautiful woman is looking for the best option, the best man she can get. And so the best man is the man that's standing out, is the highest value man, is the man that is winning. You know what I mean? Not the guy who's standing out, not the extra. The leading role character in the movie. That's who gets the girl. And then, I mean, if your goal is to get the woman, then I mean, from once you've created comfort and you've created interest and intrigue, you have to. The way I see it is you have to show her that if she aligns with you, her quality of life will get better. And you have to do that better than every other guy. Like I don't know how else to put it. That's literally what you have to do. You have to demonstrate to her that if she gets with you, her life, her quality, she will And here's what I mean when I say her life gets better. I mean she will experience the feelings she is seeking more so with you than if she got with another guy. That's how you have to look at it, because some guys think, oh, you get women by having a lot of money. You get women by, it's not so much about that. It's about giving her the experiences and uh, creating a situation where she can experience the emotions she wants to feel. You know, if a woman wants to feel like shit and a guy is able to make her feel like shit, she's gonna get with that guy, because that's the feeling she is seeking, right? And the thing is, you have to like be very calibrated, and you have to be very aware, because a woman's not gonna come and say, hey, here's the feeling I'm seeking. You kind of have to figure that out on your own, but you figure that out by paying attention to what she responds to, where her attention goes, what gets her going. You know what I mean? Not what logically you think makes sense or how you think it should be, but what she actually responds to. You know what I mean? And you have to get really good at identifying these things. There are some core like qualities you can demonstrate that will trigger attraction in a woman on a biological level, because she's wired to respond to certain things. But then you also want to look at her personality. You know what I mean? Like, there are some women that like a certain culture, like for example the hip hop culture, and if you want that woman, you got to demonstrate. One of the most effective ways to get her is to demonstrate that you can provide some form of value within that culture that she's seeking. You know what I mean? And that's gonna trigger certain emotions in her, and it's basically gonna like indicate to her she needs to move in your direction. Essentially, the game is you wanna communicate to the woman in a way where she feels like she needs to move in your direction. Needs, like that, like that's what you want to go for, because a need is something we cannot ignore. As a man or a woman, we cannot ignore our needs, because if we don't get what we need, then we will suffer, right? And sometimes what you think you need can be an illusion too, right? Sometimes we think we need this girl, or the girl may think she needs this guy, or don't really need them. But if that perception or that illusion is created, then it is what it is, and that's why it's kind of, they call it seduction, because it's like sometimes you're creating, it's like you're creating this fantasy kind of, you know what I mean, where it's like you're creating you're turning you're communicating in a way where the woman is not seeing you as, she's seeing you differently than how everyone else is seeing you. You know what I mean? And it's because you are aware of the goal that you want to achieve, and then you're presenting yourself in a certain way. And it's not like you're bullshitting anyone. That's why I said you want to actually become you want to actually become a valuable man. You want to actually accumulate qualities that are attractive to women. Like, pay attention. You can clearly see what women are going for, and you just have to look at those qualities that those men have, and look at the behaviors that those men demonstrate. You know what I mean? Look at how they behave. Look at how they act. Ask yourself, why are they acting like that? And look at how the women are responding to them. And don't just try to pretend to be something, like actually become it, but become your version of it. You know what I mean? And then you become your version, like a unique version of something. Nobody can duplicate you. Nobody can replace you. And that's when you really become powerful, and you really become a player in the game for real. Is when you show up and you bring something to the table that not most guys can't match, or maybe you bring a certain combination of qualities that most men don't have. You know what I mean? Like, You know, they say women go for bad boys, but imagine the bad boy who can also, who's in control. You know what I mean? Like he can turn the bad boy thing down and be a gentleman when necessary. You know, he can be a businessman when he needs to be a businessman. He can be laid back and humble when he needs to be laid back and humble. Like imagine that guy. You know, you have the bad boy, but then you have the bad boy who can also bring out these other, show these other qualities. That's another beast. That's a different beast. You know, you bring these two beasts together. Yeah, there's a beast over here, but this is a different beast. You know, and if they're competing for a woman, the woman is judging, is comparing the two. You know what I mean? And she's gonna see which one do I get a bigger bang for my buck with. Yes, I mean that's pretty much the point. You know, you want to you have to understand that woman needs to feel comfortable around you, but at the same time, she has to feel like you know, you are providing some kind of value that she can't really get elsewhere like that, or at least a combination of values that she can't get in one package. And then if you want to play the game properly, it's like you have to demonstrate to her that, hey, if you want my value, there has to be an exchange. And that's how you create the relationship that you want. You know, you show her your value. You know, in the beginning of the relationship, it's like you giving her in the beginning of meeting a woman, it's like you give her a free sample kind of. So you show her, give her an idea of, hey, you know, if you get with me, here's kind of an idea of what you'll get. You know, and you show her, you display your best version of yourself, right? And then she gets to decide. She's gonna compare you to other men, and then based on how she responds to you after that, you'll have an idea of where you are in her mind, in her perception, right? So if you interact with her, let's say you approach a woman at the mall or something, you have a little conversation with her, and then you text her and she doesn't respond. What that means is that she compared you to all the men that are either suiting her or that she's trying to get with or whatever, and you didn't impress upon her, or communicate to her in a way where she was like, yeah, he's up, you know, he's gonna be one of the top ones. Like maybe she didn't see you like that, so you didn't, so it's not gonna really, she's not gonna be that motivated to respond to you. But if you on the other hand, when you did interact with her, like if she compared you to the other guys and she was like, whoa, he's like way better than these other guys that are trying to get at me or I'm trying to get with, then when you text her, she's going to respond very quickly because she does not want to lose that value that you demonstrated. And that's really all it is. Like you kind of had to stop taking shit so personal and just know that it's a value thing. Like if she's not complying or she's not responding to you, is because she just didn't see you as that valuable. You know what I mean? And that's just a perception. Like one woman could not see you that valuable, but another woman could like melt in your presence. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be taking it personal like that, because you know each woman is different in her own way. You know what I mean? There are gonna be some core commonalities that they find attractive in a man, but there's also gonna be like some uniqueness about them. You know what I mean? And a lot of things play into it, like their living situation plays into it, their current relationship plays into it, you know, their past plays into it. The shit that happened in that day plays into it. Like everything plays into it. So you can't be taking shit personal. You just have to focus on continuously improving your value so that your communication is better when you speak to women. You know what I mean? And you should notice women responding to you better. If women aren't responding to you better as you age as a man, then you something is off. You should be becoming more attractive as a man because you're increasing your value, you're improving your character, you are acquiring more resources. All right, thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Peace.